Today, we're diving into a new kind of global conflict. It's one that's being fought right now, silently, all across our digital world.
All right, so just so you know where all this is coming from, this entire explainer is based on the World Economic Forum's Global Risks Report for 2026. Now, that report is huge, so we're going to narrow our focus specifically on what it says about the future of global cybersecurity.
So let's kick things off with a pretty big question. What if the next world war is fought without a single shot ever being fired? Forget tanks, forget battleships. What if the most important battlegrounds of the future aren't even physical places, but the digital systems that run, well, everything? To really get a handle on this new kind of battlefield, we first have to look at the world we're living in right now. And honestly, the report paints a picture of a world that's kind of teetering on the edge. And this quote from the report really hits the nail on the head. It says confrontation is replacing collaboration. Basically, that whole era of global teamwork, it seems to be fading out. And what's taking its place is this intense competition between nations, a world where pretty much everything, from technology to the economy, can be turned into a weapon. And wow, this chart really shows you the mood among global experts. Just look at this. Over the next 10 years, a staggering 57%, that's almost 6 out of 10, think the world is going to be stormy or turbulent, and only a tiny 1% expect things to be calm. This isn't just people being pessimistic, it's a sign of some really deep, fundamental changes happening right now. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Look at how these top risks are all connected. You see cyber insecurity sitting there at number 6, but the thing is, it doesn't just exist on its own. It's being fueled by the number 1 risk, this idea of geoeconomic confrontation. And it's made way worse by number 2, misinformation. It's like they form this really dangerous trio. And that brings us to the first major battleground we're going to talk about. Those moments when a cyber attack stops being just digital and has very real physical consequences. So what is geoeconomic confrontation? Well, you can think of it as basically economic warfare. It's when countries use things like sanctions and trade controls, not just to grow their own economies, but to actively weaken their rivals. And in that kind of hostile environment, cyber attacks become a pretty logical and often deniable next move. And this, right here, is where it starts to get really scary. Because the targets in this new kind of conflict, they aren't just military bases anymore. No, they're the things we all depend on every single day. We're talking about the power grids that light our homes, the systems that deliver our water, our communication networks. Our entire critical infrastructure is now on the front line. And listen, this is not some sci-fi movie plot. The report points to real examples. A dam in Norway was hit by a cyber-physical attack. That means a digital hack caused actual physical damage. We're seeing ongoing jamming of satellite navigation systems, the very systems that guide our planes and ships. And the threat of an attack on those undersea cables that carry almost all of our internet traffic, that's very real. The line between a cyber incident and a physical act of war is pretty much vanishing before our eyes. All right, so we've talked about threats that are happening right now. Let's shift gears and talk about something else. Something that's more like a ticking time bomb. A future threat that could unravel our entire digital world. There's this phrase in the security world that is just chilling. Harvest now, decrypt later. What it means is that right now, adversaries are stealing huge, massive amounts of encrypted data. Now, they can't actually read it yet, but they're not even trying. They're just stockpiling it and waiting. Waiting for what? Well, they're waiting for the one key that will unlock everything. And I mean everything. Just think about it for a second. Your bank details, corporate secrets, top secret government communications, even your private messages. All of it, encrypted and supposedly safe, is being scooped up and stored. And here's the key they're waiting for: a quantum computer. A machine so incredibly powerful that it could shatter the encryption we all rely on today. That is the whole point of the harvest now, decrypt later strategy. The moment these computers are a reality, decades of secrets could just be exposed overnight. And if you're thinking, oh, that's way off in the future, you might want to think again. According to the data in the report, more than half, 53%, of quantum experts believe there's a 50-50 chance, a coin flip, that this Q-day, the day our encryption breaks, will happen within the next decade. The race to build quantum-safe tech is absolutely on. Which brings us perfectly to our third and final battlefield. And this is the one that's pouring gasoline on the fire of every other threat we've talked about so far: the AI-powered arms race. When it comes to cybersecurity, AI is the ultimate double-edged sword. On one side, you have AI as a shield. It's our best defense, right? It can spot threats and predict attacks faster than any human ever could. But on the other side, you have AI as a sword. It's also the perfect weapon, capable of creating autonomous weapons, generating hyper-realistic deepfakes, and even designing completely new types of cyber attacks from scratch. And just look at this jump. It's incredible. In the short term, like the next 2 years, experts rank the risks of AI way down at number 30. But when you ask them about the next 10 years, it skyrockets all the way up to number 5. What that tells us is that while we're only at the very beginning of this, the experts are absolutely bracing for a massive, massive impact down the road. And maybe the most terrifying risk of all is just the sheer speed of it. A military crisis that used to take days or weeks to unfold could now escalate in seconds, all because an algorithm misinterprets some data. It could go from a minor incident to a full-blown crisis before any human leader even has time to pick up the phone. Diplomacy moves at the speed of people, but AI moves at the speed of light. Okay, so we've laid out this pretty complex and, let's be honest, kind of intimidating new battlefield. The big question is, what's the way forward? How do we even begin to defend ourselves? Well, the report suggests a defense with a few key layers. First off, governments and private companies have to start working together, sharing information. No one can solve this alone. Second, we have to pour resources into research and development for that quantum-safe technology we talked about. And third, and this one's huge, we need to promote digital literacy for everyone to make people the first line of defense against all this AI-driven disinformation. And that really leaves us with this one final big thought. Our world is more connected than it has ever been. But are we building bridges with that connection, or are we building battlefields? The very same technologies that can bring us all closer together, that can solve some of humanity's biggest problems, can also be turned into weapons to tear us apart. The crucial thing to remember is that choice of what we decide to build is still ours to make.